What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to cover the newest champion added to Bastion is made to counter Onslaught very, very hard. So, as you can see, I'm just parrying because it doesn't matter if I get daunted on me or not. I'm inflicting those disintegration vulnerabilities, which I inflict whenever Onslaught fails to apply a Neuroshock to me. I'm also applying these things called techno-organic virus charges, which are reducing the ability accuracy of triggering those daunted effects and those neuroshocks on me by up to 60% against mutant champions. So it's incredibly powerful and obviously geared towards stopping Onslaught. So now that we have those 30 charges, we can infect Onslaught, we can throw that special 2, we can build up to a special 2 of my own, just do a full dex really quick, gain some regen from the crush, go for a heavy counter into the second hit, and before you know it, this Onslaught is dead. I know I talked a lot through that, but just super safe, super consistent. The whole loop is you need to build up to 30 of those virus charges. You want to throw your special 2 to gain 2 of your passive furies, and then you want to heavy cancel into your special 1 after the second hit of your heavy to inflict a disintegration passive and deal massive, massive damage. Let's just keep going. Let's fight the next Onslaught as well. Because, again, Bastion is made for fighting Onslaught. He has so much more utility than that. He has Bleed, Poison, Resistance, which he can heal from because he triggers a self-repair buff anytime he's inflicted with a Bleed, Poison, or, as you're going to see right now, a Crush. Anytime Bastion is inflicted with a Crush, he gains a nice self-repair buff, healing a specific amount of health, either 3% of his max health or a percentage of his missing health, whatever is greater at the time of triggering the buff. So it's very, very nice. I just got comboed there. It doesn't really matter. We're going to go for a little heavy here into the special 2. He's got those 30 virus charges. I'm going to go for a little intercept here into the relic. Heavy into the second hit of the special 1. And this is a meaty Onslaught, and he's already basically dead. Just a nice little combo here, and there's the 500,000 health Onslaught down in basically the same amount of time. That's 1 second slower compared to the 330,000 health Onslaught. Let's up the ante even further. Let's go fight the biggest Onslaught available. Now, for this fight, you ideally want to go for your special 3 because if you go for your special 3, you inflict a 40-second disintegration debuff, and that is going to increase the damage of those bursts of disintegration on your special 1. So the goal in this fight is to get Onslaught up to that infected stage, as well as going to my special 3 to get that disintegration debuff. So one thing you'll notice, I haven't touched on it yet, is when Onslaught is infected, he's inflicted with this thing called Power Reroute. You're going to see it in just a second here. And that essentially steals the opponent's combat power rate. You see that red icon next to the disintegration vulnerability? That's the Power Reroute. So I'm stealing Onslaught's combat power rate by however much I reduce it. So if I'm reducing his combat power rate by, you know, a specific percentage, I'm actually stealing that combat power rate from him. And it's going directly to me. So I'm going to go for a parry here, at least try to get a parry. Into the second hit of my heavy, go for a special 3 to inflict the disintegration debuff. He's going to throw his special 1 here. And again, that crush is just keeping me topped up when fighting Onslaught. Now it's going to be a race to my special 2. It doesn't matter if I parry him because not only do I have the ability to parry non-contact attacks, but I can also reduce the chance for him to trigger Daunted on parry, as you just saw there. So now I'm going up to my special 2, just trying to get in a nice amount of combo here before I actually throw it. Now I'm going to go for a little parry, heavy, into special 1, and look at that burst of damage, 54,000 on the disintegration burst. And all I need to do now is throw one more special 1, and even without that massive additional disintegration debuff, we should be absolutely fine to finish this fight here to put Onslaught into his grave. 100% health finish 1 minute and 55 seconds for a 1 million health onslaught, 98 hits, not even 100 hits. And again, 100% health, no synergies, no boosts. This is just Bastion. He's nuts. But he's not just good for Onslaught. He is good for other mutants as well. One of the most annoying mutants ever since their buff is Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler has that evade, and if you're not good at switching those modes, especially against an awakened Nightcrawler, it can be very difficult to fight him. Bastion doesn't care about that at all, because he has this pursuit passive that he gains from his heavy attack from the first hit. So now, Bastion can just hit Nightcrawler like it's no big deal. Cool. For Bastion, he is amazing for Nightcrawler. He hits him very well as a target defender, and yeah, he's just super solid. So easy to upkeep that pursuit. And the damage, even without going for the special 3, where you gain the additional disintegration, the damage is just so high with Bastion. It really is. We go for another heavy attack here. The disintegration is decreasing the opponent's combat power rate, so I am stealing more power if I have that disintegration active on Nightcrawler when the power reroute is active. So very, very handy to have the disintegration passive on the opponent when they're infected, even prior to going for your special one here. But now Nightcrawler is basically dead. I'm just going to have to land a couple more hits in my combo here, and that's all it takes, man. Short to medium fights, it is literally special 2, special 1. That's it. That's the name of the game. And even for longer fights, if you wanted to just go for your special 2 and special 1, you don't have to go for your special 3. It's nice to have, but you definitely don't need it. It is just something there for you to utilize if you want to, but it is not in any way, shape, or form necessary to get incredible damage output against like mutant defenders and against just defenders in general. It's definitely not necessary, but if you have the ability to go for it, I do recommend it. But I'm going to show off this matchup without going for the special 3. Oh no, I'm getting hit. Boy, that's a shame. It's almost like I have a regen or something to heal up that chip damage. And again, every time I prevent that evade, I am going to pause that regen, going to pause that Fury passive. We're going to go for a special 1 here. Now, as you can clearly see there, losing out on that disintegration definitely cost me some in the damage department. So it is not great to lose out on that disintegration, but it's very easy to get it back up. All you need to do is throw a heavy attack. And we can sneak in one more special 1 with this loop here. And Nightcrawler's almost dead. So now I just need to build up to either another special 1 or a special 2, and then by the time we get to that special 2, Nightcrawler's probably going to die. But I feel like just this special 1 is likely enough to kill him, so we're just going to do that, and there goes a 1 million health Nightcrawler. Now, I want to clarify something I just remembered in my little brain here, that Bastion doesn't pause stuff when he prevents evade. He pauses it when a mutant champion gains prowess and other effects like that. So let me go read the SIG for you so you actually understand. Against mutants, whenever the opponent gains a regen or prowess effect, Bastion pauses his abilities. So it's not preventing evade or preventing abilities, it's gaining regen and prowess. And I'll show you that against another defender here, which is Sauron. So Bastion can prevent Sauron, or Bastion can basically have permanent upkeep on his pursuit, on his fury, on a plethora of different things when fighting against champions like Sauron or other champions that gain prowess and gain regeneration effects at a constant rate. So I'm going to start the fight with my heavy attack to gain the pursuit and the disintegration. And as you can see, look at that duration. It's basically locked because of how often Sauron's gaining prowess. Just crazy. Absolutely crazy. And there's the regen, so we pause it again. Bastion can actually delete Necropolis Sauron off the face of the planet, and that'll probably be a video for another time. I just don't want to include it in this video. Ignore the combo I just took there to the face. Doesn't really matter. We're totally fine. One thing I can show off now is how Bastion can pause that regen. So, as you can see, the regen is being paused because Sauron is gaining regen of his own, as well as gaining prowess. So, yeah, I did get whacked in the face there, but that regen lasted a hell of a lot longer than it would have if Sauron did not have prowess and or regen to gain. So, don't worry about that. That wasn't an optimal fight. I just wanted to show off that Bastion has very high upkeep on his personal effects against champions with prowess and regen. So the last fight I want to show you here with Bastion is actually against Bullseye. He's very solid for Bullseye. He has the regeneration when he would be bled, as well as the pursuit passive, which turns off evade. Additionally, the first hit of Bastion's heavy attack cannot be evaded, so you can even throw this heavy when Bullseye is above 1 bar of power, and he just cannot evade it at all. It's very nice. It's very nice. So we're going to throw this heavy here, get that pursuit passive, and now Bullseye cannot evade, even if he wants to. We're going to Dex to gain the regen, because anytime I would be inflicted with a bleed effect, I'm going to get that regen, which is keeping me very topped up. So I'm hitting into Bullseye with that killer instinct. It just doesn't matter. The pursuit passive is turning it off. Going to go for another heavy attack to re-up the disintegration passive that I have on Bullseye. We're going to bait a special 2 here. Go for a little parry. Doesn't matter. We're going to go for, hopefully, a nice little intercept here. Okay, doesn't want to go for an intercept. That's fine. Go for the relic. Heavy into the second hit to get the disintegration. And Bullseye is basically dead. Yeah, so right there, a short form fight Bullseye, just totally annihilated, very safe with Bastion. Maybe not the fastest for short form content, but extremely, extremely safe. You're going to stay at basically 100% health as long as you're not getting directly hit in the face, because all of those bleed effects that would be triggering on your block and during your dex, you're just going to gain that regen buff, and it's not going to be a big deal at all. But guys, please let me know if you enjoyed this Bastion showcase. I love this champion, and I believe by the time of this recording, the Bastion track will be live on the web store. I do plan to buy that track and maybe even make a video about it. I am recording all of this in advance because I have a trip coming up for the week of spring break. But Bastion is just amazing, and I really am excited to have this guy going forward and using him in every piece of content that I can, because he's truly amazing, and there will absolutely be more Bastion content on the channel in the future. Don't worry, because he is the future incarnate. Get it? Because it's the joke. He's from the future. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you liked it, and I really hope that you did, please consider hitting that subscribe button and also hitting like. Both of those things are incredibly helpful for the channel, and it pushes the word out there to the YouTube algorithm that I'm making content people are enjoying. Again, thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.